Hello, I am Mr. Mobility. Welcome to my channel once again. Don't forget to subscribe and to turn on your notifications so that you get to know when fresh content is put out here on this channel. Today I am here with the AGM G2 Guardian. It is a rugged smartphone, or what some others call an industrial smartphone, or what some others call an outdoor smartphone. It really depends on the purpose you want to put it to use for. But it's great for industrial settings where engineers have to climb towers, get their hands dirty, get under a truck, get into tough scenarios. Construction industry guys who are usually up on a structure doing one thing or the other, sometimes over water. You want a phone that will survive drops on concrete, drops on asphalt, drops on any material. You want a phone that will survive a dunk in water. So if you're in the security field, you have to run, you have to be outdoors a lot. This phone will survive whatsoever it's been thrown at it. If you do a lot of adventure, rock climbing, hiking and all of that, you want a phone that can survive whatsoever nature throws at you. So whether it's industrial, outdoors, or you're just a careless person and you'd like a phone that won't break if it drops from your hand, the AGM G2 Guardian is not your average phone, but it will get the job done. It is thick, as you can see. It is chunky and hefty. But this guy takes a beating without breaking a sweat. On the inside is an industrial processor from Qualcomm. It's not one you have heard of, but it's out there, unless you really are into industrial phones, you wouldn't know much about it. It's the QCM6490 5G chip. It's similar in performance to the Snapdragon 778G. So that gives you an idea of what kind of performance to expect from this guy. There's 12 gig of RAM on the inside. There's 256 gig storage. There is a dual SIM slot here with a third slot for a micro SD card. So if 256 gig storage is not adequate for you, you can extend it with a memory card. Like I mentioned, this is a 5G smartphone. I have used it on our 5G networks here. It is rock solid. It picks a 5G network and holds onto it, where more popular brand names, flagships from those popular brand names are struggling to pick the same 5G network. Sometimes it's not in the name. Okay. Did I mention that this is waterproof? It's IP68, IP69K, so it's the highest range. The micro SD card slot is behind a flap. So is the 3.5mm audio slot. So you can still use your old headphone sets with it. Now there is a special button here that can be programmed for among 5 options. One of those options is the LED flashlight, so that when you're patrolling at night, or if you are in a cave exploring, or you are in a dark enclosure and you need to find something, or you need to find your way, the powerful LED flashlight does a good job. Okay, so there is something very interesting about this guy here. The selfie camera is a 32 megapixel shooter, right, in a water drop notch, but at the back is a 108 megapixel camera, right? There is a 20 megapixel infrared night vision lens there. Then there is a 2 megapixel macro lens as well. But you see, this guy I haven't mentioned what it does here. So all the ones I have mentioned, this, and the LED light. But you see this guy down here is a thermal monocular camera. It takes pictures using heat only. All the other cameras are light, they are dependent on light. This one, it allows you to take pictures and record videos in complete darkness. It's like having an infrared goggle, right? So, and I have tried this out a number of times. Complete darkness in the middle of the night. You can't see anybody coming, you can't see anything. You put it on and suddenly you see that there's somebody actually standing there. You see the outline, the heat signature. Yeah, the outline of the heat signature. The same way, similar to what you see in movies. It's a very futuristic, science fiction kind of thing, but it works very well. So here is how that thermal camera works. Let me launch it. It has a separate app of its own, right? So this is how you can see my heat signature, right? Aha, that's how it works. Okay, so this is great, like I said, for industrial purposes. If you're in a factory, you're looking for a leakage. Usually leakages give off a particular signature, right? In pitch darkness, you can find a leakage just by holding this around. If you are a security person and you're patrolling and there's no power supply, you're in the middle of nowhere, or you're in one of those countries where power supply is not regular, you can use this to enhance your patrol at night. So like I said, it's a separate app from the regular camera app, and it works very well, beautifully well. One of the interesting things about it is that AGM claims that it works up to 500 meters. I have tried it. I have gotten results. I got very good results with 100, with 200. I got, some results with close to 400. I have not gotten anything with 500, but that's been my experience. Even at that, other monocular cameras out there, on a smartphone, before you find a monocular camera, you're going to search really hard. There are very few of them in the world that has this, and this has the highest range that I know of, and I have researched a bit on it. So this is more like, as far as I'm concerned, this is the ultimate rugged smartphone, the ultimate industrial or outdoor smartphone. I have reviewed a few other models. The Unihertz tank, massive, hefty guy built like the Hawk 2, right? It doesn't have a thermal monocular camera. It just has regular cameras and infrared night vision. Okay, this one has infrared night vision as well. In addition to that is that monocular camera. I have mentioned the regular camera, there's 108 megapixel lens in there, and it takes good pictures. It's not the best pictures you'd see in a phone of this price range. It doesn't measure up among the best of the best in the smartphone world, but it takes really good pictures. It's easy to underestimate it because it's so chunky and bulky, and it doesn't look like what the average person wants to carry around on a normal day, but it gets the job done. There is a massive battery in here, 7,000 milliamp hour. Okay? Of course, all that thickness has to go somewhere. All right, so there's a 7,000 milliamp hour battery in here with 18-watt fast charging. Okay, I wish that the fast charging was 33, or 65 or 68, but okay, 18 is good. I mean, it's not as creepy crawly as 10 watts. 10 watts is, I wouldn't forgive AGM if they had put 10 watts in this, but 18 watts does fine. The nice thing is this. When I charge this guy, I'm watching Showmax, I'm watching Netflix, I'm watching Prime Video non-stop for days, and this battery does not die. Guy, this battery simply refuses to die. I mean, I never have to worry. When one time, the battery gave me, the phone gave me a low battery warning at 10% or so. It still went on for another full day on 10%, a full day, 10%. So this is the kind of phone that you charge. You can go on a trip and not worry about ever running out of power supply, unless you are going to sail on the ocean and there is no chance to charge your phone on that cruise ship. Okay, so maybe you're caught on a raft. It will at least see you through a week before you start worrying that, okay, you can't reach anybody again. Not like you can reach anybody in the middle of the ocean, but you get the point. It's a phone that simply does not die. Okay, so what else is special about the AGM G2 Guardian? I have mentioned to you how it is a 5G smartphone and it does it very well. It holds on to network very well. Oh yes, one other thing that is special about it, you see this big grill here? That's the loudspeaker. Oh yes, that's the loudspeaker. And it is loud. It is loud. It is massive. I really love it. Okay, so everything else about this phone, the edges are padded extra, because usually if your phone drops on its edge, something is likely to happen. That's a fact of physics. So usually phones that are highly protected, if you buy a case, a protective case for your phone, if you check, they tend to pad the edges more than anywhere else, so as to give a protection. But this is the AGM G2 Guardian, and I think I have mentioned pretty much everything you need to know about it. It runs Android 12. It came with Android 12 out of the box. There hasn't been any software update, unfortunately, since it was released. I asked AGM about it. They said there might be, but it's been 10 months. There hasn't been one. Android 14 is rolling out now, and it's still stuck on 12. But that aside, this guy does a good job. It is the ultimate rugged smartphone, the ultimate outdoor smartphone, the ultimate industrial smartphone that I know. It gives you much more value than any of its competition in the market, as at the time I was doing this video. Now, how much is it? This guy costs $999 only. Did I hear you say ouch? Yes, that's the cost of a premium flagship smartphone. Yes, but while it is not a premium flagship phone, it does offer the kind of value that you do not get from any of those phones that you're talking about. So if you need it, you understand the value. It's not a phone for everybody. The average person is never going to buy a phone like this. But if you're a hunter, a hiker, a fire officer, search and rescue personnel, security personnel, you're an engineer, a construction worker, and all of that, you immediately know the value that this phone offers. If that $999 is too much for you, there is the AGM G2 Pro, which has a normal camera, 8 gig RAM, 256 gig storage. It goes for $799. And then there is the regular AGM G2, right, which has the same specs but drops thermal camera. It has a little lower specs but drops the thermal monocular camera. It has 8 gig RAM, 256 gig storage, and it goes for $699. Where can you buy this? Go to AGM's website, agmmobile.com. You can order from there. Amazon has, I have seen some of AGM's products on Amazon, so I know you can order from Amazon as well. So once again, it's been a fun time talking about the AGM G2 Guardian. I don't see myself letting go of this. No, it's not my primary phone because it's a bit chunky, but I don't see myself letting go of it because you know how I roll. Every now and then I get on a road trip, on some adventure to a lake, to a hill, to a waterfall or something. I am constantly going out on an adventure there. That this is the phone that I depend on when I do that. Don't forget to subscribe, to like, turn on your notifications, and I'll see you again when next I have fresh content for you. Thanks for watching.